Hi everyone. Happy Friday Eve, as my friend Denise Solomon always used to tell us. She used to walk through the office on Thursday morning and tell everybody, Happy Friday Eve, Happy Friday Eve. And it's a great way to start the day. That little reminder that the weekend is that much closer. So, oh, that's a little bright. Today starts a new series called These Are Cards for the Season. And I think we'll get to Christmas pretty quickly, but it's my wedding anniversary and it's really close to Valentine's Day. So today the theme is love, and we're going to use some of the products from the mini catalog and actually a couple from the main catalog to make four really pretty, let's say, are pretty and then kind of fun. I don't know, they're all a little different. But so I'm wearing my anniversary gift. Can you all see? Isn't this lovely? So this is an amethyst necklace. And I love each stone is a little different shaped. It's not perfect. And he did really, really well. And true to his word, he gave it to me when he got up in the morning. And I didn't have to sweat too much waiting for him. So that was really super sweet. On the flip side, the card I made for him is one of our cards today, and I showed it to him, but I told him he couldn't actually have it until after class this evening, so poor guy. Anyway, so on the first Thursday of the month, we are going to come together in this group, this card class group, and I'm going to demonstrate 4 designs and for whatever season is appropriate. And I'll tell you ahead of time what season we're doing. That's going to be posted. But I want to do things better than I've been doing, providing a better service, and having tutorials ready, and I don't know. So I'm trying to be very structured in my offering so that I can give you the best service possible. I value very much being your demonstrator and appreciate your love and your support in my business so much. I have the best customers, the best family, the best friends, and the best team in the whole world. I am truly very, very blessed. So what do I have for you today? Let's try one more time. So with our card class, just like the third Thursday card class, the first Thursday class is going to follow the same format. So cards for the season is going to be the first Thursday. And I'm going to show 4 designs. And you can get this kit after the class a couple of ways. So you have until Sunday to use the host code that's visible in the corner. I don't know if it's your left or my right or whatever, but in the corner you can see the website address for ordering as well as the current host code. So you can place an order for if it's at least a $35 order, then I'm going to send you in the mail the designs, card kits prepped for you. You'll just stamp them and assemble them. If you don't have the stamp set that I used, well, you can either include that in your order or you can substitute for something that you do have. I'll also send you a tutorial to go along with the video so that you can put your cards together. Now, if you place at least a $60 order, then I'm going to send you those 8 prepped cards. I'll email you the tutorial, and I'll include an embellishment from one of the current catalogs. It's always a surprise as to which one it's going to be. If you don't want to place an order, maybe you're a demonstrator on my team and you'd just like to have the tutorial. Well, my tutorials are always available to my team. They can get the video, they can get the notes. Haven't always done a really good job at having tutorials available, but I've always had photos and the measurements available to go along with whatever video there is. So that's free for my team. But if my team members would like a card kit, they can do that. Or anybody can do that by paying $20. It's a better value to go ahead and place an order, but for $20 you can pick up the kit with 8 prepped cards, or for $24, I will mail that out to you. So, few options, and I'll post those here. And I have figured out how to create a supply list to show you so that you can just really quickly add those products to your cart if you're interested in. Don't quite know how to share that list with you yet. So that is a question in a phone call I have tomorrow morning. So I will get that figured out and be that much farther ahead for the year. Isn't that great? Okay, well, that's enough talking. Let me come down here. I'll throw that over there, and then let me go ahead and remove the cards for this season overlay. That gives us more room to work. Okay, so this is the card that I made for my husband for our anniversary. And I think it's just beautiful. I cased Lena, oh, I wrote it down. What the heck did I do with it? Oh, Lena Gersa. That's who I cased for this card. And I just thought it was beautiful. Now, she didn't share the inside of her card, but this is what I did with the inside of mine. So, and it looks a lot more complicated than it really is. So we're going to make that one tonight. And I'm going to show you a couple of things. I'm going to show you adhesive sheets for this metallic layer, and we're going to use foam sheets on the underlying Sahara sand layer. So stay tuned for that. All right. Then let's see. Then this card is just a fun Galentine's Day card. I love the bright colors, and just, I just made my own background paper essentially using the Lips stamp and 3 different ink pads. And then I just stamped the inside with the XOXO. So that's a fun stamp set. It's part of a bundle, comes with a punch that has a heart and then the lips. So we're going to make that one. And then this one, one of the most fun parts about this is this crazy ribbon. But super simple card, again, just XOXO and some really simple stamping. And I typically am not crazy about ribbon that goes around the card base like that, but I just really liked the effect of the Blushing Bride on the Real Red, the colors. So that's why I did it that way instead of just going around the white layer as I would typically do. So I need to pay attention to that. And let's see, I do know who I cased for these. So, oh shoot. This one is Marcy, I do not know how to say her name, Besecker? I probably said that all wrong. And this is Lynn Dunn, and you might recall I cased her not too long ago as well. This one is a case of Rhonda Wade. And you might know I'm in Rhonda Wade's downline, and so I had access to some of her training and cased this. So I need a few fun little Valentines, of course, for Hazel. She's 3 and should enjoy these little snails. I have some googly eyes somewhere in my stash, and I can't wait to add those to these as well. And then my nephew and his family are going to be here for the weekend before Valentine's Day, and I'm going to have some Valentines for his little girls as well. Okay, so I don't see any of you all on yet, but it's different. This is the first time that we've done this class, so you're used to having a card class late in the month on a Saturday, and this is replacing that. So let me just make sure that I am well, it's thinking about updating. I'm sure I probably am live. My computer says I am. So my iPad just isn't sure yet. All right, so let's do the anniversary card first. And I've got a black card base, basic black. It is still loading over there. All right, it shows that I'm live, so we can turn that off. All right, so I have a piece of basic black that I cut 4 1/4 by 11, and it's scored at 5 1/2. Then I have a piece of this beautiful foil, and then this print. So let me show you where these two are in the mini catalog. So they are near the front. So here on page 11, they're part of the Love You Always suite. So here are the 3 foil patterns of Specialty Designer Series paper. And this has so Sahara Sand, Rococo Rose, and Blushing Bride. And then in the foils, it's the same thing, the Sahara Sand, Rococo Rose, and Blushing Bride. So just gorgeous. And we are going to use a little bit of this black True Love Designer Series paper as well. So that's in the mini. Okay. Well, it didn't show you. Sorry. Wasn't thinking. All right, this is the stamp set and the dies that we're using. So here is the Always and the Love, and then they also have dies that correspond to them. And because we have the detailed die as well as the bubble behind it, I chose to die cut the Always versus stamping it and die cutting it. I just die cut it straight away, and actually and then use the words. And there are 3 dies for the little strips for the greetings, for the little, I don't know what you call those. Okay, anyway, and then on the other card we're going to use this Hearts and Kisses. So here is the bundle. So it has the punch and the stamp set. Just fun, and there's lots of fun examples with that. And then we're going to use the Snailed It bundle for that last Fun Fold card. And we're going to use the DSP as well as, that's on page 55. And we're going to use lots of these little hearts. Okay, so fun embellishment. So here is the Designer Series paper and the stamp set. This does have dies. I did not use the dies today with it, but these snails have my heart. I'm in love with them. And then after our call, I'm going to make a couple of special birthday cards that needed to already be in the mail. It seems to be the way I roll. All right, I can go ahead and adhere these 2 pieces together. So I'm going to just use my regular Stampin' Seal. Oh, you know what? I forgot to tell Linda. That's all right. I can pull her back to this video. Linda had asked that I share how you put the red rubber, the labels on the red rubber stamps. And I am going to show that tonight. And I meant to send her a message and tell her to be on the watch, or be on the lookout, or to watch for it, something like that, right? Okay, then, because I forgot the last time, I'm going to go ahead and add my ribbon to the back side of this, and I'm actually going to use my Seal Plus for this. This paper doesn't want to lie flat, so this Seal Plus will be a good way to adhere that to the card base. But for this part, I just want to add this little ribbon around my card. So I'm just adding that to the back. Scotch tape will also work. My friend Sally always uses Scotch tape on hers, and I do normally have Scotch tape in the studio. I just don't have it right here, right now. So I'm going to put this away. Now I cut this piece of the True Love Designer Series paper. It is 2.5 by 4. And then I'm going to flag it. Our triple banner punch will do widths up to 2 inches, so it won't flag this one for me. Typically, I wouldn't mess with it, but it's my anniversary. So what I am going to do is actually I'm going to mark the middle. So if this is 2 inches, 2.5 inches, then the middle is going to be 1.25. Did you know there'd be a math lesson today? That doesn't want to stay. So, and I really want to mark the underside. So I'm going to line that up along the grid, and then 1.25 is right there. And then the first time I did this, I only came down 1/4. That wasn't nearly far enough. So we'll do 1/2 this time and see how we like that. And it is a little hard to see. So then what I do is I put the center mark in the trough, and then I find my other mark and also line it up. So I'm on the diagonal, and I don't want the scoring blade, I want the cutting blade. Okay, so now I've cut that off, and I really didn't cut it perhaps as much as I would like. And then this side, see, that's really, I really want a little stronger, so I'm going to go another 1/4 inch. And what I did this time was I took that, no, is that how I did it? No, I did it this way. So this is a 1/4 inch going here. So I put my end at the 1/4 inch mark, my center in the trough, and I just took off another 1/4 inch. Does that make sense? I wish y'all were there to ask questions. Okay, I like that sharper point. All right. So now we have that. And we can actually go ahead and stamp our words, and then we can put that out of the way. So I'm going to stamp together and then forever and. Get out the right stamp set. So here is the stamp set, forever and always. So I need a couple of blocks. And we will need that one in a moment. There's and forever. And I'm being careful to let these lie down without influencing the, I don't want it to bend, and I don't want it to curve. So I could line it up with my grid paper, or if I just let it drop, it's pretty good. Now, I'm going to stamp these in black. Okay, now that one didn't want to. And if you didn't know, I always put these not straight on my block because your eye will follow the line of the block if the stamp and the block are going the same way. Forgive my head. I don't know if y'all can hear. It sounds like my husband is in the attic. He's moved a bunch of our stuff back from storage, and boy, that is way up near the edge. As long as he doesn't come through the ceiling on top of us, I think we'll be okay. Maybe he's up there listening to what I'm doing. No, I don't think so. I think he's up there organizing. Hello, thank you. Okay, so the together was nicely stamped, and the forever is a little high. But I'm okay with that. Now I have another piece of Sahara sand for the liner on the inside. And that is where I'm going to stamp the love and then you with my whole heart. So let's see if I can make enough room to do that. Clean my stamps so that I've got blocks. So I guess this card actually has the most steps to it. Put that there. Of course, I put that right on top of the stamp set. And we are going to use the dies today, so you can see the cut and emboss machine. We could actually use the mini for one of these if you want to see that. So let me know if you want to see the mini, and I'll use it for our embossing. Oh, that is not the one I wanted. I want this one down here. I guess that's why I should have been paying attention. And then here is the width, and here is the U. All right, I'll get those in place in just a second. And of course, we could, get out the Stamparatus for this as well. I'm just winging it. I'll show you a way that you can get some help when you're winging it. If I can find a scrap, this one will work. Just don't let me forget that I've borrowed it. And I just wanted to leave room for the words to be just below and on the right. Hi there. Okay, and then what I did next was actually I put down the with my whole heart, or with my whole heart, darn it, my whole heart, and then I lined up the others with it. And this is what I did. Using the grid paper, I was able to create a straight line. So I put my card base like so, or my card layer. And then I picked a line over here where I wanted this to go. And now I can see how I want to put this. And I don't necessarily want to be right on top of that, but it's a good guide. Now I've got a shadow here because of my lighting, but I think I'm still okay. So there's my whole heart. Now I'm ready for width. And I did the same thing, although I came right above, I put the line across the top of those words. Inked up my... Now the hard part is, now I've covered that up, so if I want to be near the center, I can't really see where the center is. So I'm going to come back and just still use it as a guide. This is the Love You Always, no, Forever and Always stamp set. Is at the front of the mini catalog, or near the front of the mini catalog. There you go. All right, so let me clean this up. and then we'll do our die cutting. And I'm going to show you both adhesive sheets and foam sheets. I love the foam. The adhesive sheets are awesome too. It's just a matter of remembering to use them. Alright, so here is the stamp set, the Forever and Always, and it is part of a bundle, and we're going to use the dies next. And a lot of times I do all of this ahead of time and you don't get to see it, but since we're not doing in-person classes, some of you may have never seen may have never seen the die cutting, may have never done that. So we're going to do it. And it's hard to visualize these adhesive sheets unless you see them in action. All right, I need to give myself a little room for the machine. Cut. These pieces are already ready. Set them right there. So we're going to cut out the foil with that more detailed piece, and then we're going to cut out what I'm calling the bubble behind it in Sahara Sand, and we're going to use a foam sheet on that. So I'll show you the foam sheet first. The foam sheets come in a pack like this. It's foam adhesive sheets, and there are 5 sheets in here, and they're about 4 by 4.5, 4 1/4 by 4.5, something like that. I might even say on here, yeah, roughly 4.5 by 4 1/4, just about. My anniversary gift is the necklace that I'm wearing, and you see it is amethyst and gorgeous. So these come 5 in a pack, and you just peel them off, or you peel off as much as you need. So I know I'm going to need let's see, up close. Oh, my necklace up close. Oh, I don't know how to zoom in. Let me just make it big. Is that better? All right, we'll go back to this. Okay, so I am just estimating kind of how much I need of this. You can kind of see through it. I don't know, I'm going to go ahead and do the whole thing. So I'm just peel this off. I've already cut some of it off. And I'm going to, see, this is sticky on both sides. And I'm just going to put this on the back of my cardstock. And now I'll run it through the machine. And it's going to cut out, and it's going to be already popped up, the whole word. Right, so that's how that works. And then with the adhesive sheets, okay, so you can see I've already got part of it on here. Same kind of thing. Yes, Greg did a wonderful job. So the adhesive sheets come in a pack like this. There are 12 sheets in here. And just cut off what you need, and then same thing, stick it down. And I don't need very much more. I could probably cut this little piece off here and then peel it. Let's see. But this is way easier than I'm just bumping that up against, and then when we cut this out, it will be a sticker, right? So let me make some room for the machine, and we'll set it up here. Alright, so there's the machine, and it is way up close because I'm zoomed in. And so I've got my platform, and then I have my plates. So I'm going to put one plate down, and I'll put my cardstock and the foam sheet down. Put the other plate on top. Well, I don't normally do this up here. Your plates do get scratched up the more you use them, so don't worry about that. That is normal. And now I have, can you see? It's thick. And this part is just going to peel off and stick, and then it's all. Now, one other thing you could do is actually take your marker and color along the edge, and then you wouldn't have that distinction between the cardstock and white. So let's do the adhesive sheet now. So there is my so same thing, the platform, one acrylic plate, the second acrylic plate, and away it goes. And so now I have a sticker with my word. And I can fold this away just like that. Okay. So now, I think we are ready basically to assemble. We are going to add these little wooden embellishments are right here, and I saved the label. These are the In Good Taste elements. And we're going to use 2 of those as well. But let's go ahead and put, so I need to kind of push out these little areas, and they'll just pop right out, or I'll use my little take your pick tool. To push them through. Yeah, this is quite handy to have, these little adhesive sheets. And these are both in the main catalog in the adhesive section. All right, so put this away. And so now I just find a starting point to peel that back off. And I'm just going to pretty gently peel that off. And then kind of line it up gently as well. And then once I've got it down, I'm good like that. All right, back to our card front. Let me put my dies away. This, by the way, is how your dies come. You've seen mine on those magnetic sheets. They actually come in a little package like this, and you can keep them in a package or you can store them however, whatever works for you. They're very convenient on the magnetic sheets, but you know, this works just fine. Okay, so we can go ahead and put this down on our card base like so. And I said I was going to use the stronger adhesive, Seal Plus, because this foil doesn't want to lie in completely straight. Put another piece over that ribbon. And so I'm kind of going a little more over the edges than I normally would, just so that reinforcing that need to lie down. Okay. So we are now in February, which is the second month of celebration. Remember, we have 2 months, January, February, and then we have 2 more months, July, August, with different products. I don't know if there will be a joining bonus in the later session or not, but right now there is a joining bonus, and it's fabulous. 5 packs of Designer Series paper, 200 sheets, plus $125 of your choice in products, plus a paper pumpkin. So for your $99 plus tax, you're going to get about a $200 value during celebration. So don't wait. I would be honored to have you part of the Salcho Stampers team. We are a very supportive, encouraging group. So isn't that, can you all, it's kind of hard to see, but you can see I didn't have to mess with, yeah, that's a wonderful way to do it. And I'm going to put some adhesive on here. And I love having this black and white paper with a pattern that I can just line up. This card just has quite a few just really nice touches that I think that I just don't always think of. So I'm hoping that with enough practice casing, which means copy and share everything or copy and selectively edit. So I think that the more that I copy the other talented demonstrators, the more I will naturally follow that style eventually on my own. All right, so there's the inside, here's the outside. So we just need these little pieces down here. So we're going to take a couple of these wooden elements, and I'm using the smaller of the leaves. You want to be fairly gentle when you take these out. These are not so fragile. We've had different shapes of wooden elements that have been like these. This might be fairly fragile, but nice texture to add to your card. And then glue dots are great for adhering them down. So I'm just going to grab, actually going to grab a couple. especially for this one because part of it is going to be on that ribbon. I never like to rely just on the ribbon. And then I want some linen thread, which, oh my gosh, it's not up here. Let's see if it's in my little box. Oh, it is. My little box of embellishments. And I'm near the end of the spool, so it's pretty curly. And we'll just shrink that down, then stretch that out. Cut it off. And then I'll take another glue dot and just kind of ball it up. And I'm going to put it right there. Then I'll mash my knot into the glue dot. And voila! Card number 1. So now Greg can have his anniversary card. All right, card number 2. Let's do this one next. It should go super, actually the rest of them will probably go pretty fast. So this is, so it's got a belly band. The belly band slides off and then the card opens. So this is designer series paper that is 5 1/4 by 12, and then it's scored at 4 and an 8. Pretty easy. The red is 5 1/2 by excuse me, 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. So you just need a single piece of that. And then the blushing bride here is 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. And then my white is 3 by 4. So really simple, easy to remember. I cut out my label with the Stitched So Sweetly, thank you. Let's see what the name of it is, make sure I got that right. Stitched So Sweetly dies. Remember, I use these all the time. All right, so now I've covered up my work area. Things away so that I can find what I need. All right, so we're going to use the Snailed It stamp set. And we're going to need this piece that I used. You know, I did not decorate my envelope on the last card. I need to go back and do that. And so I picked a different pattern for this one. So you can see I've got a piece of Blushing Bride. So it's 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. I have that largest scallop rectangle. And then my piece of designer series paper. It's just the reverse side of the other one. I just turned it over, right? And it is, so it's 5 1/4 by 12, and then I scored it at 4 and at 8, and then just folded it in like this. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually adhere the back to this. And then on the inside, I have a piece of real red that is 4 1/4 by 3 1/4, and a piece of white that is 3 by 4. So you could make up, this would be a great way to use that designer series paper that we all hesitate to cut up because it's so pretty. But you could make some really fun, fast cards with this. All right, so we're going to stamp little hearts on this. So here's the little heart. And we're going to use the little hello. And then we're going to use this snail image. And what's the other one? And so I just want some hearts in real red. did not stick my finger in it. And just do them kind of dancing on this corner. You could have them dancing however you like. I'm just going to do those few. And as long as I'm here, oh, I'm just going to stamp that in black. And I have a little strip. This is just a little leftover strip from, cutting my layers. And I'm going to stamp hello. Also, you could take, Be Mine or something from one of the paper pumpkin Valentine sets, or any, you could use a different greeting if you wanted. And I guess we can go ahead and stamp these, and then we can clean all of them. All right. And I just realized I forgot something on my sample that I'm going to be sure that we do on this one. And I'm just going to do him about her. I guess with those eyelashes, we're going to call her. Although Marshall is proof that the males of our species can have some pretty amazing eyelashes as well. So I lost that thought. Let me show you this snail paper. So this is the designer series paper and all the colors that coordinate with it. So it's Real Red, Blushing Bride, Daffodil Delight, Bermuda Bay, and Basic Gray. And here are the different patterns. I love these fun mushrooms. And a tip, the mushroom dies. If you want to color behind that mushroom, the heart punch or the heart dye will fill it perfectly. And we're just going to go ahead and cut this little guy. We're going to use the Playful Pets, Pampered Pets from the annual catalog. We're going to use the ribbon from that suite, I guess it is. And we're going to quickly color this little snail. And then we're going to use some Stella to give that snail a little trail. We can put these together now. Oh, come on. I think I'm near the end of my adhesive. Okay, that's that. That'll go on the inside of this one. All right, let's color this guy really quickly. This gal, I guess. So I have got light Real Red and dark Real Red, and I'm just going to do, I'm really not going to do much shading. I can't wait to find my googly eyes. And I'm going to use Rococo Rose. I don't have Blushing Bride. We don't have a Blushing Bride blend. So I'm going to use Rococo Rose, which is kind of a little darker version of Blushing Bride. I think it coordinates. Whoops, went out of the lines there. I think it coordinates pretty nicely. And I'm going to come back with my, I think I have mixed up my cap tips here. I think I have the light tip on the dark blend. I'm not sure of it. All right. For her body, just taking a little dark Pool Party there. Then I'm going to take some light Pool Party. and blend like this. And then I'm going to take my color lifter and blend that out a little. This is a technique we did with the magnolia, and that'll take a minute to settle. And then we're just going to come over and so sometimes it takes quite a bit of time to color, and then sometimes you're doing something that's really simple, like our little snail here. But I wanted the shell to be a little darker than her body. So that's part of the reason to do the color lifter. And with your blends, you can just keep layering on color. So there you go. And then, what did I do with my Stella? All right, here's my Stella. So I'm going to add just some this one isn't acting like it has a lot in it. This will just be some shimmer, which I don't think I'll be able to help you pick up. On the camera. Okay. And then we are ready to do some assembling. Oh, sure enough, there is the end of my adhesive. So just to open it up, throw that away. And I have refills, very handy, because we go through those pretty frequently. And it just pops in like that. Make sure I got this going the right way. Sometimes these patterns are really hard to tell if something's straight or not. I'm just going to say that it is. And then, okay, so for this, all right, so I've got this 11-inch, this is 1 inch. I don't need a full 11. So I'm going to just wrap this around. I don't want it too terribly tight because remember it's got to slide off in order to, that's how you open the card. All right, so now I'll just put some adhesive down where they meet. It's not even necessary that they meet. You could just adhere to the back, like on this one, it doesn't meet. Can you see? So I just layered it there. And I need some of the ribbon. And I'm cheating at this, you know that, right? The bow is separate. And I'll get glue dots. One on that end. And one on this end. And I'm just going to kind of bring this around. Okay. Pretty much got that glue dot stuck to myself there. And then I need, I don't know, 12-ish inches of ribbon, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. And I'll tie this bow. So I'm just sliding that under. Okay, so you can see I just slid that under. And then I'm going to tie a bow. And by some miracle, those ends are pretty much the same length. I love this ribbon because it is a ribbon that you can have as a bow on your cards. I don't know how that ended up on the wrong. The tails both ended up on the same side, which is very odd. But you can have, not all ribbons, you know, some ribbons are just so thick, there's no way you can use that on a card that you were going to mail. And then I need dimensionals. And put that down. And then I'll add a little adhesive to the hello and put it up here. And then we'll add some hearts. So these heart embellishments are from the mini catalog. And we're going to put one. Okay, I guess I'm going to stick one on my thumb. Oh, come on, turn over. I'm having a fight. Okay, shoo. There. And then we'll put one up here. And one, which way are you going? There. All right. So now here is the second card. And it just slides off and opens like that. So fun, so cute. I do not think these snails are just for kids, though. I think these are adorable. I caught the ribbon on the corner. I did that the last time, too. Okay, 2 down. Okay, card number 3. Do this one too, because it's pretty fast. They're all, you know, none of them are really long. Okay, so this is real red. Because of the way I'm going to tie the ribbon, I needed this to be 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4. And then I have 2 strips from the Snailed It Designer Series paper that are 1/4 of an inch by 4. So there's the snailed. So one has the hearts, one's that Bermuda Bay. And then I have 2 pieces of white, one for the inside, which I didn't stamp. Oh my gosh. I must stamp that. And you know what? I think on the envelope of the snail cards, Happy Mail enclosed or You've Got Mail, too cute. And these mushrooms, really cute. Okay. Okay, so this stamp set is Hearts and Kisses. And this is the one that I'm going to show Linda. Linda's the one that asked if I could show how you put your stickers on your stamps. So I've already done the ones that we need for our cards, but I'm going to go ahead and do another one to show you how that works. So your stamps come like this with your stickers or your labels separate, and then you need to put them together. So I'm going to go ahead and take this heart and then this lipstick. Those are the two that we'll do. So here is the lipstick label, and I'm going to peel it off from here. So okay, so I've reached in, I've still got the backing on, and then there's my sticker. I'm going to break it where the backing is already broken, and then I'm going to peel it off. So the sticker is stuck to my block. Now I'm going to take the backing off of the lipstick. I'm going to lay it down, and then I'm going to line this up. And then I can carefully peel off my lipstick, and my label is attached. Okay, let's do the heart. So I've taken the backing off of the stamp. I'm going to peel both the backing and the sticker from my label sheet. Then I'm going to peel off the backing of the sticker. So now the sticker is on my block, and I'm just going to take that straight down, line it up with my sticker, and there you have it. So I think that's much easier than I was doing this. So, okay. So we have our card base, we have our inside, and we have our outside, and we need a strip of white for the XO, and I think it's a little wider than a 1/2 inch, so I'm going to grab this scrap here. And we're going to use Real Red and Blushing Bride on these cards. So here are my ink pads. So what I did for this one was I just kind of eyeballed where I wanted these strips to go so that I would know where to do my stamping. And I want them down a little bit farther. Okay. So now I want to stamp above here. So I need this little watercolor wash. I'm going to stamp that in Blushing Bride. And I'm going to stamp off first. Now, Blushing Bride is a really light color, but my ink pad is really well inked. So I want it to be a little lighter. So I'm going to stamp off, and then I'm going to stamp on my card. And I'm going to move these out of the way now. And stamp like that. So that's all there is to that. I know I need these little hearts. So here are the little hearts. I'm going to stamp them in Blushing Bride. And I'm just going to come on either side. Like that. Then for the lips, I need Real Red. Here's the lips. And I need a scrap of white. Just a scrap of white. So I'm going to ink this up. Stamp that straight down. And then I'm going to grab the XO. I don't need a block that big, but it's the one I see handy. Stamp like that. And then I'll figure out the inside in a moment. All right, let's clean those off. And we'll do the front of the card. And then we can decide what we're going to do about the inside. All right, we need to punch out the lips. So here is the punch that has the lips. And to see where I'm punching, I turn my stamp, my punch over, and line it up with the image. And punch. And that is that. And then I'm just going to freehand cut my XO. I know I could get my trimmer out, but I'm okay with a little freehand love there. Alright, so my Bermuda Bay I'm going to put down first. And I can use my grid paper to line that up. I think that's okay like that. But I didn't stick it down, didn't press down really hard in case I need to adjust it when I put this one down. But I think I'm okay with how that worked. I'm going to use a dimensional to pop up the lips. And the XO. And I'm going to add this to my card. Alright, and I'm going to add Blushing Bride. So what I did on this one, I should have measured how I did it. Okay, so I allowed myself, so that's one tail, and then I wanted to come around twice. So there's 1 and 2, and then I was going to need another tail. So I cut it about like that. And then I cut a second piece one time around, so they'd be about the same, so that I could have a double ribbon, double bow. Okay, so there's my piece of bow. Now I just need to figure out. Okay, so that's about the length of that. Then go around and around, and then meet back here. And these should be pretty close to the size, and I can scoot them around. So I tie a knot because it's hard to keep the ribbon taut. I'm going to scoot it just a little bit. And then I'm going to bring this piece under both. Get the ends about centered. Okay. And then I'm going to tie a bow. And I'm just going to let it curl however it wants. Sometimes if you tie your bows upside down, you get results you like better. So you could continue playing with that because it seems to be moving all over the place. But there, that's hanging down. And then add some more hearts. And I'm just picking these up with the putty end of my Take Your Pick. Just kind of sliding them off, plopping them down. All right, and for right now, because I am taking up more time than I anticipated, I'm just going to go ahead and adhere my center without stamping on it. But please decorate yours and decorate your envelopes. All right, that is card number 3 with its fun little tails. All right, card number 4 has, I don't need those, and I don't need the lipsticks. I can put that one away. So I've got a black base, and then I've used Flirty Flamingo and white, and then this white is the same size. So this Flirty Flamingo is 5 1/4 by 4, and then this piece is 5 by 3 3/4. And then it's just all about stamping these lips. I did emboss this piece with one of these. Let's see, these are the Wrapped in Texture embossing folders. And so I did that. And this will actually fit in the mini. So let's get the mini machine out and you can see how it works. Well, it works the same, but you can see how cute it is. Isn't that the cutest thing? Okay, so the sides fold down, steady platform. Then I need, let's see, so these all tell me what to use, right? So this tells me it's for embossing folders. They should go in hinge first, and this is with our standard embossing folders. I checked the label, so I have a standard embossing folder. So I am going to use the number 3 and the number 1. Okay, so I'm going to put down number 1. I'm going to put my paper in my folder, and it's going to go hinge first. Then I'm going to add this, and then I'm going to crank it through. And voila, there is that. Cute, cute, cute. Oops, wrong piece. You go over there. You come here. You come here. So I love that the plates actually have the instructions on them. Now I need to label all my embossing folders so that I know which ones are which. Okay, so sorry guys, let me see if I can't clean up my mess here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and adhere my embossed piece to this black layer. You know, I'm not liking the sounds of the sirens outside. that's that. And we'll need some more scrap paper to do the Happy Galentine's. So we're going to stamp. We should have room on this. So we're going to stamp that in Flirty Flamingo. I think you could use Blushing Bride for a softer effect, or you could stamp off. Alright. And then what I did is I kind of just took my darkest colors and did them first. So I did the real red, and then I did the magenta, and then I filled in with Flirty Flamingo. So here's my Whisper White and my real red. And I'm just going to let this dry a little bit before I stamp the Happy Galentine's Day and add the, and punch it out. So I just wanted these in kind of a random order. I was okay if my lips overlapped. That easy. Then I cleaned it off and I switched to magenta. I actually got this bundle because I wanted the punch. I wanted the heart punch, crazily enough. And then I thought that this would be fun to create some little galentines for some friends. Like I said, I'm fine with them overlapping. Okay, so that is the Magenta Madness, and then Flirty Flamingo is last, except for the parts that we'll do in black. So anytime you've got a card that is almost all stamping, even if it's, it looks like a lot of stamping here, it goes pretty fast. So again, making my own background paper. That turned out interesting, didn't it? Okay. And you know what? I need another magenta lips. So I'm going to have to find another piece of scrap paper. Here's one right now, there. I've got that hidden on my last card by the bow. So this is a distinctive stamp. So you get all of that depth in one stamp. Okay, now we've got some black to add. So we're going to add the XOXO, and it just kind of fills in some of the white space. Oh, got a halo. Shame on me. Ah, darn. Where's Johnny? That is very unfortunate. Oh, and I need to stamp. Oh, sigh. So I rocked my stamp and had ink on the edge, and it touched. No, that's my fault. All right, I'm going to go ahead and punch this out before I stamp. So I am using, I think it's the Storybook label punch. Punches are great because they're just so fast. And so we've got a lot of punches, which I'm so glad. So there are a lot of ones that would fit this. So I was careful to go straight down and straight up. And I need to punch out those lips. You know, my husband and I don't really do much for Valentine's Day because our wedding anniversary is just 10 days before. And they're, you know, it's kind of a hard holiday for people that are on their own. So these fun friend stamps are nice to send. They don't have to all be about crazy love. Oh my gosh, somebody responded to a post on Facebook and brought up Muskrat Love as a song that was annoying. I'm like, thank you very much. That is in my head now. I didn't need it. I was doing just fine without it in my head. All right, so here we need to add some ribbon. I love this black glittery ribbon. Gosh, I think this is my third bolt through it. And of course, I'm going to do a cheater bow, partly because I'm low on this ribbon. And that just means I'm going to put the ends of the ribbon on the back of this. And then I will tie that bow once I get it in place. I can go ahead and put this down. Well, don't need that little piece of linen thread there. All right, and then you can just line this up wherever you want. You know, I can't go up here. That wouldn't look right. So my boo-boos have to stay. Oh well. What is that I'm using? This, the Stampin' Seal. I think that's what you meant, or the ribbon. The sticky stuff, yep. This is Stampin' Seal, so it's in the adhesives of the main catalog. I'm going to come over to the right with this, and I'm going to get another glue dot, not a glue dot, another dimensional for the lips. And I'm going to put it kind of on the left side because I'm going to overlap this just a little bit. Like that. And then I need some more of that ribbon to tie a bow. I am truly at the bottom. What did I put on the ribbon to make it stiff? Glue dots. So they're also in the adhesive section. They're called mini glue dots. They come in a box like this. And they're used way more than just putting your ribbon down. For that purpose, you could use Scotch tape. Glue dots are just handy for me. All right. Oh my gosh, I got my ends way off. All right, now stay put. I want my ends to be relatively the same length. Okay, and I'm going to come at it kind of sideways because I want the bow to be a little sideways. And this bow has a little stiffness to it. So you can see it's also not paying me any attention at all. It has a mind of its own. But that will work just fine. And then on the inside, I stamped XOXO in Magenta Madness, top of board. These are mini glue dots. The roll, yeah, it's mini glue dots. They're in that box. All right. And there we have it. Yep. All right, so this wraps up our first Cards of the Season class, the first Thursday of each month. Oh, you know what? I didn't put any of the hearts on this. Shame on me. You usually want to do an odd number. So 3, 5, 7, any of those. All right, so here's card number 1. And then, all right, that's card number 4. This is card number 3. And then here is card 2. And then I've already hidden Greg's anniversary card. Card number 1. All right, everybody, have a fantastic evening. I'll be back Monday for Facebook Live in the Facebook page. And then I'll post these to YouTube, post this video to YouTube, and then it will be on my blog as well. And I'll probably try and get a newsletter out over the weekend to update you on everything there. So have a great night, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.